honor my Sabbath day and do not work and do not gather, that food that you gathered, I will preserve it. And so here's God. Again, what is he doing? He's not just providing for his people. He's not just feeding his people. He's also training them. He's training them in the act of trust. He's training them to walk in faith. He's training them who he is, his heart, his love for them, his faithfulness for them, his fidelity to them, and that he's near to them. And they have to learn this.
Have you guys ever read that one part of the Bible when God delivers his people from slavery? Oh, you haven't heard that one? Well, no shame. I've got a story to tell you guys. Come on. Like seriously, come on guys, come on. The story that I want to tell you about goes back thousands of years in the land of Egypt. The chosen people of God are being oppressed by the Egyptians, so God wants to rescue them. He sends different plagues so that Pharaoh would let them go. And after the 10th and final plague hit Egypt, Pharaoh finally set the Israelites free, which kind of makes sense considering all the firstborn of Egypt died. But what God does next is one of the craziest things that's ever been recorded in the Bible. Imagine standing shoulder to shoulder as you walk through a split sea. And as the Israelites crossed, the Egyptians followed, which was a very bad idea, because as soon as God's chosen people made it, it was for the Egyptians. And the end of the story is God saves his people. The Israelites have no more problems. They completely trust God. They get houses. God gives them flat screen TVs. They all die happily and go to heaven. Okay, that's not how the ending goes. God brings them into the wilderness. And basically, what happens next is that the Israelites run into some trouble. This is the part in which my story and the Israelites collide. Let's start from the beginning. My name is Jayden Ramirez. I'm a Catholic content creator, and it's been almost 1 year since I quit my job. I didn't quit my job to become an entrepreneur or join a band. I'm quitting my job. I quit my job because the next generation needs to know that Jesus is worth everything. See, for my whole life, I knew that I was meant to do something great. I think there's even a quote about that. What was it? The world offers you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness. That's it. But here's my current dilemma with where I'm at in life. Do I regret it? So if you're asking me, how is it possible that after God delivers us from something, we can still distrust him? My answer for you would be, I don't know. I'm so hungry. Where is it? No, she took my leftovers. It's like I'm the Israelites in real life. Okay, I found food in the fridge, but it wasn't the food that I wanted, which leads me to my next point. What was it that the Israelites wanted? Okay. Let's talk about it. So let's pick up where we left off. God delivers the Israelites from the hands of the Egyptians. And they're in the wilderness for a couple days, and they ask God, where's the food and water? Which is, I think, is understandable. But this is the interesting thing about the Israelites. In the next few chapters of Exodus, God literally gives them food and water. What could they want besides having everything that they need and having God with them? They had everything that they needed. Yet, the Israelites still want one thing. Have you heard of the American dream where you grow up, go to college, get a job, get married, have kids, and then die? Yes, I think we all know that one. It's a pre-planned life with no adventure, but there is one thing that it provides. Because when things go wrong and when we face challenges, life gets difficult. And when we don't have this one thing, we really forget what we need. So let's take, for example, my life. If the devil promised to give me $100,000 every year for the rest of my life, but the only caveat is that I would no longer be able to follow God's plan, would I take it? Probably not. I don't want to make a deal with the devil. So knowing that evil is out there and the devil is trying to enter into my life, what would he do in order for me to be tempted to take that offer? Well, I think he would lead me to consider my circumstances. I'm 24 years old. I have a wife. I have a kid that's coming in 2 months. I need to provide for my family. Whoa. Seems like I've got a lot going on, and having more money on hand would do the trick. $100,000 doesn't seem so bad after all, right? Maybe I should take it because that's the best thing to do. Maybe that's the only thing to do. This is the part of the story where, like the Israelites, I have to decide, what do I choose? Or who do I choose?